This is a case that involves the tragedy of a young woman who lost her life to an accident and the story of a scared young man. The evidence in this case will show that Zarrius Hildabrand made a lot of poor choices, a lot of mistakes, after he discovered that his wife was deceased in their apartment on the morning of August 6, 2023. He discovered his wife had died from a single gunshot wound to her head. The evidence will show that the gunshot that killed Saria was the result of a tragic self-inflicted accident. The evidence will show that Zarius did not cause the death of Saria, which is why, at the conclusion of this trial, we will be asking you, the jury, to return a verdict of not guilty. I want to talk a little about what the evidence will show about Zarius. Zarius was born in Kentucky. He was born to his mother. He had an older sister. He'd have an older brother. He would have a younger brother and a younger sister. And around the age of 5, Zarius was taken into the foster care system. He would be adopted out of foster care by his adoptive family. With his adoptive family, he was with his mother, his father, his older brother, his younger brother MJ, and his little sister. And Zarius grew up in Kentucky. He'd graduate from high school. His oldest brother would get in some trouble. And Zarius wanted to be a role model for his little brother MJ. Zarius joined the military after he graduated from high school, and that's where he met Saria. Eventually, Zarius would be stationed in Alaska. He and Saria were married in Utah, and he and Saria were living in Alaska together on his 21st birthday. Zarius made some poor choices in the relationship. He would get caught Snapchatting with women that weren't Saria. But on his 21st birthday, he was happy. Saria wanted to celebrate with him, and so they went out for a celebration. Zarius didn't know on August 5th, 2023, the horror he would wake up to the morning of August 6th, 2023. Like many 21-year-olds, he went out and he partied. What do we know about Zarius? We know he likes to drink. He drank before he was 21. He liked whiskey. In fact, he would drink so much that he would fall asleep. And when he turned 21, he was able to do this legally in a bar. He was excited. He started at Dave & Buster's with Saria, some other friends. Eventually, the party would move to the Willowa, where he continued to drink. Zarius became highly intoxicated. The party decided to move from the Willowa to the Gaslight. Zarius was so intoxicated, the Gaslight would not let him in. So the party, it's time to end. This is around 1 a.m. on August 6th. Zarius gets in an Uber with his wife, Saria, their friend, Marie. he throws up in the Uber. They get back to their apartment. He throws up again. Saria has to help him get into the apartment. Zarius is sleepy. So, what happened between the time Zarius got home with Saria and the time that he woke up? Well, in his intoxicated state, Zarius's memory isn't fully functioning. He wakes up on August 6th in the morning, and he discovers that his wife is deceased in the bed. She has one gunshot wound to her head. A gunshot wound that you'll hear from an expert in this case, Samantha Castle, that while we don't know the exact range, the gun was fired from not contact to up to 12 inches. Zarius is 21 years old, and he's afraid. What am I going to do? What are people going to say about me? My brother, I'm going to be a disappointment to him. Zarius is scared. And when he's scared, he does some stupid things. He does some offensive things. He does some things he regrets. And you'll hear about those things in this trial. You'll hear about what he did out of fear after he found his wife deceased. Fear is the motivation behind the reason that Zarius did what he did, what you'll hear about. You'll hear how he pretends that she's missing. You'll hear how he went to Lowe's. You'll hear how he purchased a garbage can. You'll hear where his wife was discovered. You will hear those things. What you won't hear is who you won't hear from a single witness who was there when the gun was fired. And so while you will not like what you hear that Zarius did after the fact, while you will see graphic pictures, and you will likely be angry at what Mr. Hildabrand did after he discovered his wife deceased. The evidence simply will not show that Zarius pulled the trigger. That will not be shown. This case is about a young man who made a horrible mistake. This is about the fear that happens and the choices people make when they're put in unthinkable circumstances. This case is a tragedy. It is heartbreaking. But it's not murder. that is why, at the conclusion of this trial, we'll be asking you as a jury to find that Mr. Hildabrand is not guilty of the accusations in this case. Thank you.